Hey ladies, today is Sunday, December 1st, 2019. 20 weeks postpartum. I'm a little late with this video because tomorrow I'll be 21 weeks postpartum. So I meant to do it earlier in the week, but I didn't. This past week was Thanksgiving week and it's been hectic. I was traveling with Michaela. The first time we've done that, really the first time we've been not out of the house. We've been out of the house, but primarily I've just been running errands and doing doctor appointments. Nothing really. Even though she's almost 5 months old, she still seems like a little baby to me. But I was looking back at some of her younger pictures from when she was first born, and I'm like, oh gosh, she's so big in comparison, but she still feels like a little tiny pup to me. So I'm like, oh, she's so fragile, but I guess she's really not anymore. I'm also lazy, and since I'm still on maternity leave, I don't really go a lot of places since I don't have to right now. Um, but yeah, so we this week went to Philadelphia to visit my family, just where I'm from, for Thanksgiving, and that was nice. It was different. I was really nervous about traveling with the baby because I like being around all her stuff. Like, I want to be around her stuff, extra clothes, her bed, everything. I just like to be around it. And I know you can travel with all that stuff, right? But that's another headache. And so luckily we don't, I mean, we're not super far from Philadelphia. I took the train. We didn't drive. My husband didn't come. He stayed here with our two dogs because I was there for almost a week. So, so we took the train, Michaela and I, and um, I can't imagine driving with her just because if I'm driving by myself and she starts crying, I don't know. I haven't really been doing that, and so I don't know how I would handle it, to be honest, because the sound of her crying still freaks me. Not when I say freaks me out, I can get flustered. Um, sometimes when I'm trying to do things and she's crying, I can't, soothe her. I'm a lot better than I used to be. I mean, a lot better than those first days. But I can still get fairly flustered. So I can't imagine still trying to concentrate. So I wasn't really comfortable doing that. So we took the train. I had multiple backup of clothing. I got diapers when I got down to Philadelphia, diapers and wipes or whatever. I just had what was ever in my diaper bag with me. But that's the thing. I had a good sized bag with my and her clothes in the same bag. I had her diaper bag, which is normally packed with, her extra stuff, which had a change of, I think 2 changes of clothing in it anyway, because that's what I keep in her diaper bag. And I had some formula backup, even though I don't use formula, but I nurse, but I also pump, and I didn't know how, I have a supply of milk at home that I will pull from to give her supplemental bottles, but I did not know how it was going to work traveling. So I did bring some of that milk. I did not bring all of that milk. I did bring some of that milk so I could have a little bit of a stash to start with. And I pumped, but I didn't pump as much as I usually pump when I'm home because we were busy with different activities. And so I put some formula. I always keep those 2-ounce bottles that she wouldn't even drink. I mean, that she guzzled down in a second. Now I always keep them in my diaper bag anyway. I have 4 of them in there. Since old girl is greedy, she could drink 3 to 4 of them anyway. But I drink, I keep them just in case, as a backup. You never know what happens. Funny thing, I've never nursed in public, and I nursed on a train on the way down to Philadelphia. It was the first time I'd ever nursed the baby in public, and so I nursed on a train. And that was pretty crazy to me. But it was awesome because I had my cover and I bought one that's kind of like an apron thing. I should have showed it to you guys. It kind of like goes around your neck and it holds out. I'll have to show it to you in the next video. I'm not gonna go get it now, but it kind of shows it. It has like a hard part that holds it kind of open down here so you can see. Um, and it goes over your neck, and it has a little thing that can go around your back. It reminds me of an apron. And you could just put the baby under. I had one of those stretchy ones that could also double as a car seat cover, and quite frankly, I didn't like it um, because it like I tried it with her and it kept clinging to her face, and she would get uncomfortable, and it just didn't work well for us. So I bought this other one that doesn't really touch her face. Like, you know, you think having something clinging to your face while you're trying to nurse wouldn't be comfortable, unless maybe the baby's used to it. But it was one of the ones you can wear over your shoulders and kind of like just pull down over your shoulder type thing. But it didn't work for her. But this new one, I was able to nurse on the train, so it was great. That was my first time nursing in public, and I really did it because I wasn't able to pump, and it was time for me to pump. And as my breast started to, for anyone who pumps or breastfeed, you know, at a certain time, your breast will let you know that you need to pump or breastfeed. And since I couldn't pump, I felt like, you know, she does latch. I don't use that enough. I do nurse her, you know, a few times a day, but we do a lot of bottles, probably too much, to be honest, because since I was successful in getting her to latch, I really should focus more on nursing. But I never think I give her enough. But I think it's because we always do a bottle too, and I probably overfeed her, to be honest. But with that said, she is not overweight, and she's still actually very small. And at her 4-month visit, I think she was in like the 10 to 25th percentile. So she's actually kind of small for her weight. She's just getting to 14 pounds now. So, so it's not, you know, she's fine, and her doctor didn't have any concerns about it, but she slowed down because she's usually in like the 30 something percentile. So yeah, so, you know, so I just feel like I don't give her enough of my breast. So I always supplement with the bottle, and it's usually a bottle of express breast milk. And I always think she needs that, but does she need it, or is it because I always do it? But whatever. So maybe she needs it because I always do it. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, so I did that on the train. So I was really proud of myself. The trip from New York to Philadelphia 30th Street Station is not long on Amtrak. It took about I got on the train at 11:35. I was at Philly at 1. So it was not bad. It's just getting to New York Penn Station. It takes a little bit, but it wasn't bad. So overall, we were good. And the trip wasn't bad except for lugging the bags, because I had her diaper bag, I had my bag with her and my clothes, I had her stroller with a car seat, and but she wasn't actually in it. She was wrapped to me. I bought a new wrap. I bought a boba wrap because it's heavier than the first wrap that I showed you guys, and I want to do a review on it. I do like it, but I want to do a review kind of comparison between my two wraps. But the boba wrap is much heavier fabric, not something I would have worn in the summer at all. I mean, I didn't have it in the summer, but I'm very thankful that I purchased the one that I purchased in the summer, because the boba and the one that I purchased, I mean, just the fact of wrapping them, the body heat you're still going to be warm. But the one I had was a really lightweight material, and since she was born in July and I used it through most of the warmer months, it was great. But the boba wrap is a heavier material, and of course, on the day that we traveled, it was like 57 degrees, so it wasn't really cold out. But I had that wrap on, and I was sweating like a pig, not the pig sweat, but I was just like so uncomfortable and hot and trying to travel and move things and having her on me. So I had had her wrapped to me, and I had her car seat and stroller for later. And I had the car seat on the stroller. I had my bag, our bag with the clothes. I had her diaper bag, and I had a separate bag, like a lunch bag with ice packs in it for the milk that I brought with me. So I had all of that, and I was taking a train there, and it was a little cumbersome. My husband came down with me to the train, so I actually got all that stuff on the train for me, but the issue was getting off the train. So getting on the train wasn't really a problem because he put it on and I was situated. So when I got off the train, it wasn't too bad. I had a lot of people offer to help. No one actually did help, but they were always offering. And then I was like, "Oh, this bag is heavy," and people were like, "Oh," So I had the baby on me. I put the bag on the car seat, the bag with the clothes. I put it on the car seat that was sitting, the stroller. Um, and I had my diaper bag. I switched to a diaper bag that I have that is like a book bag, and I had that on my back, had her on my chest, and the other little lunch bag with the milk. I bought these hooks that attach to your stroller, and I attached it to that, so it was like on the handle. So Mama worked it out, I guess. That's what we do at this point. So I had all that. But the trip itself was good. It's a little different because when you're at your house, you have room for your baby, or you have a place where you do things for your baby, hopefully, or whatever you're using, however you're setting it up, you have that. And so I didn't have that at my mom's house. So I was kind of trying to like make do. And I'm like, well, normally I'd do. Normally it'd be like, but I'm not home, right? So you got to do what you got to do. So I made that work. And it was funny because I was a little like uncomfortable in the beginning, but then as I started to get comfortable, it was like time to leave. So yeah, maybe next time. I don't know if I would do it like that again. I might have to drive or poof myself there. I don't know. I don't really want to do it. Even though in hindsight it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. So train wasn't, too bad. And when I got to 30th Street Station, they picked me up from the train station, so it wasn't, too much. But that was it. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody, since I neglected to say that and told you about it. But my parents actually don't cook anymore and go to dinner for Thanksgiving, which I think is horrible because I understand it's a lot of work, it's a lot of cleanup, but I like the idea of Thanksgiving at our home. So we aunts and uncles and all of that, they're at we went to a restaurant. Since this was Michaela's first Thanksgiving, I said okay, but like going forward, I'd like her to have more of the home tradition. But then at the same time, I was like, well, who's gonna do that? Because I ain't gonna be the one doing all that. So maybe this restaurant thing, there's some benefits to it. But you don't have the leftovers. You don't have to clean up. You don't have to spend hours cooking. You don't have to spend hours shopping. You don't have to go through all that and the hecticness of that. You just go to the restaurant. They serve you. You don't have to have turkey. I didn't have turkey. I had a steak. But that's how I spent Thanksgiving. So, but then I come home and there's no leftovers. Going back to my parents' house, there was no leftovers. So, they cooked other stuff, but it was no Thanksgiving leftovers. They bought pies and cakes, but so it didn't really feel like Thanksgiving to me, to be honest. But it was nice being around family, and a lot of aunts and uncles that hadn't met Michaela finally got to meet her. So that was cool. What else happened? So yeah, so that's really my update for the week. I had ordered, I don't know if I ever told you guys, I'd ordered some nursery furniture for Michaela. I know she's like almost 5 months, and I just ordered nursery furniture because she wasn't going to be in her nursery anytime soon. And it's this brand called Evalor, and they have an Aurora collection, which is like the Princess Aurora, like Disney. It's not Disney, but it, like a Princess Aurora. I think one of maybe Sleeping Beauty's real name was Aurora. And it's a really pretty collection of like very feminine, very girly. If you're not into that, you probably wouldn't like it. It had like little crystal knobs on the drawers and little bow detail carved into the crib part and all this stuff. And I ordered it like 12 weeks ago, so I expected it to be here. Now, granted, I plan to keep Michaela in my room for the first 6, maybe 12 months, but definitely 6 months. So But maybe 12 months. We'll see. I think it's recommended 6 to 12 months because it's a lesser risk of SIDS during that time. Some people move their babies right away, but I did not want to do that. And honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable with her sleeping in another room. I don't want her sleeping in my bed because I'm uncomfortable with sleeping in my bed because she moves around too much, but I prefer to sleep with her in my room. And so I ordered this furniture from this company called Treasure Rooms. They don't make it. They're just a third party that sells it. And I've ordered 5 pieces: the crib, the dresser, the full size bed, because this is a convertible crib. So the part that you convert to a full size says 3 pieces. I had chest of drawers, that's 4, and a bookcase, that's 5. And I had ordered 2 pieces from Amazon. Amazon had part of the collection, but Amazon prices can be a little so sometimes depending on demand. I ordered a nightstand and the toddler rail from Amazon. I had every piece of the collection except for 1 piece. I think 2 pieces. There's a changing table part, and I don't need that. And then there's an armoire that I liked, but it was like $700-800 by itself. So I don't know if her room had room for that. It had room for all the other stuff, but the armoire might not have room for. So I ordered those 5 pieces, and I've been waiting. It said it could take 6 to 8 weeks to get here. I ordered it, like I said, almost 12 weeks ago. And I've been contacting the company, trying to find out where it was. They never contacted me. It wasn't until 9 weeks out, they told me it was back ordered. I really wanted this stuff. That's why I kept waiting, because I thought it was so cute. And they told me it was back ordered. And then finally, I get a call from the manufacturer, because they apparently did place the order. But the company charged me. I ordered this stuff in September. They charged me in September, the day I ordered it, like beginning of September. They charged my credit card. So I was like, normally companies charge you when something's shipped, not when the order's placed. They're coming to find out, manufacturer contacts me and says that the company's actually going out of business and they're not going to fulfill it. Not the manufacturer, the company that I ordered from. So it's kind of crazy. It was like a scam. So I've been waiting all these weeks for it. Now I don't know what I want to do, if I want to try to find the furniture somewhere else. Other people sell it. The manufacturer actually said I could order from them, but they were like, they're still, looking into this whole thing with this other company, and they'll have to get back to me. And I'm like, if I could order it. This manufacturer doesn't sell directly to the public. It usually sells through third parties, but I guess because of the situation, they were going to make an exception. So I don't know. But then part of me is like, listen, I should just wait and buy a cheap toddler bed later and call it a day. But then I kind of want her to have that pretty girly stuff. Oh, also I ordered it in blush pink. It comes in like a silvery shade, a gold shade, ivory, white, and blush pink. I think those are the 5 colors it comes in, and I ordered the pink. So it's a girly girl. It means girly even if you don't get it in pink, but I ordered it in pink. So I don't know. We'll see. Right now it's her. So right now she doesn't have a room. I mean, she has a room, but she doesn't have anything to go into anyway. So, but yeah, ladies, that's just my current update on things. Let me quickly tell you about sleep. Her sleep training. We are failing miserably. I know. I told you the process I was going to use in my last video. It worked, but we did travel. Since that video, we traveled and it kind of got off. So I'm trying to get back to it now. Last night, I came back yesterday. Last night, she slept in her bed, so I was happy about that. She did wake up in the middle of the night around 3 something, at which time I nursed her and she went back to sleep. That's been something that's been happening. Like, she'll wake up like in the middle of the night, I'll nurse her and she'll go back to sleep. I was able to successfully put her back in her bed because she fell asleep while nursing. And she stayed in her bed sleeping to the rest of the night. Some nights she doesn't do that, but more often than not, lately she has been. But listen, that's a win for me, sleeping in her bed, sleeping most of the night, because we were going through the brunt of this regression. It was horrible, and she was not doing. She was, every couple of hours she was up. And So I'm trying to get her back on that. She's still not going in her bed for naps. So she either tends to sleep on my bed or someone holds her or something when she's napping. So that's not great. So I need to try to figure that out. I will be having her nanny start in January. I'm thinking the first week of January, maybe the second week, just to get used to it before I go back to work in February. I can't believe how quickly time is flying, and that is already December, and she's almost 5 months. But I guess everyone feels like this. It's just crazy. I miss my little bup. I miss it already, and but I need to enjoy what I have with her now. But she's getting so big in comparison to what she was. And I know in a few months I'll be looking back at that and how she is now and think, oh, she's tiny now. When I look at her now, I'm like, she's so big. She used to be tiny, and then when she's a year old, I'll be like, oh, she was so tiny when she was 4 months. So but yeah, so she's trying to sit up on her own. She can almost sit up on her own. She's just so independent. Well, not really, but she's rolling all over the place. She is. I know when she can move, I will have my hands full. But where does it go? Where does the time go, ladies? Enjoy it. But anyway, I know it's hard sometimes. It's still hard for me, and sometimes I get frustrated and flustered, but then it's like, man, it goes by so quickly. It's weird. Like I heard a quote where they said for parenthood, a day feels like a year, and the years feel like days. And I could understand that. Like, I get it. A day sometimes are trying, and it's like this longest day ever. But like, I haven't been a year yet, but it's like these months are flying by, and it feels like days. It's crazy. So I can understand, I think. But anyway, I will update you guys in a couple of days, actually, 21 weeks. She'll be 5 months on December 8th. So, but I'm going to do an update this coming week. It will be 21 weeks out. It's crazy. It's crazy. And want to talk about whether to do Santa pictures or a family picture for first Christmas and toy ideas and all types of stuff. So, all right, ladies, I will talk to you soon. Take care. And again, happy Thanksgiving.